On YouTube, GojiraFan661 back with another video box day review, and I promise you this is gonna be a good one today, so stay tuned. Let me open up this box, take all the boring stuff out, and present the figure. And as always, I'm gonna do a little bit of history and stats, and then get down to the video review, figure review afterwards. So stay tuned, be right back. Alright guys, and this is what I got today. The 1991 Mecha King Ghidorah from the Godzilla vs. Ghidorah series. This bad boy is amazing. Before I get into more details about the figure, we'll go ahead and start with the Mecha King Ghidorah's origin and stats and stuff like that. Well, as many of you watching, I already know the origin of this bad boy. Mecha King Ghidorah's first appearance was on Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, the 1991 film. And basically, I don't want to ruin it for some of you guys who still may have not seen it, because I know there's still some casual Godzilla fans out there that haven't had the privilege, opportunity to have watched all the Godzilla films, you know. So for that, I'm not really going to go into a lot of detail other than Mecha King Ghidorah was created by it was basically an anti-Godzilla, kind of like Mecha Godzilla, made to defeat Godzilla using the remains of King Ghidorah. But I'm not going to go too much into detail on that. Again, I don't want to, ruin it for some of you people that haven't had the privilege of seeing. And as much as some of you who are watching who are true Godzilla or hardcore Godzilla fans like I am, as much of you guys might want to say, oh, well, I know there's people out there that I've come across that still have not seen the films that most of us are like, what? How have you not seen that film yet? So for that, I'm not going to go too much into detail. But whoever hasn't watched it, watch Godzilla vs. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991 film. Great film. A little confusing because time travel is involved, but I like it. Good Heisei film, so watch it. Anyways, now to the stats. Mecha King Ghidorah, and my sources coming from Wikia, as always. He stands at 150 meters tall, so yeah, he's one big bad boy. Even back then, because I know back then Godzilla was only 100 meters, 80 meters tall. So even from today's standards, even the 2014, which stands at 108 and some change meters tall, and Shin Gojira, which stands at 118.5 meters tall, even from today's standard, King Ghidorah, outdwarfs them, makes them look really tiny. So this is one big bad boy. And so he's 150 meters tall. He's 175 meters long, and he weighs in at about 80,000 metric tons. So yeah, he's a big bad boy. It pretty much covers the stats on Mecha King Ghidorah. So now moving on to the actual figure review. So this figure, as I stated earlier on the video, it came out in 1991 under the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah series. The series consisted of the 1991 Godzilla, the 91 King Ghidorah, the larger scale Godzilla, the 14-inch I believe is marketed, and the Mecha King Ghidorah that you see here. I believe it was marketed at 14 inches. However, Mecha King Ghidorah stands at 11 3/4 of an inch tall at its highest point. So 11 and a half, 11 3/4 of an inch tall. That's how tall he is. And from the bottom portion of its wings, it's a 14-inch diameter, and length, we're talking about a foot, or 12 inches long from the feet all the way to the tail. And I got this figure on eBay. They're super rare to find. I tried claw marks, they're sold out. eBay, I only seen one guy on the entire eBay right now that has it, and he's not even selling it separately. He's selling it as a kind of, he's throwing a lot of his figures, kind of like a combo, or I messaged him to see if he would have sold me separately. He never replied, but I was able to find this one. It was a little bit pricey. I paid $135 for this figure, and that was with shipping included. I believe claw marks had it at $90. However, they're sold out, and I really been wanting to buy this figure, so I was willing to fork out the little bit extra cash to get it, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm very pleased with this figure. One thing that I wanted to note out on the history before I get more into the figure, articulation and stuff like that, and details. This figure was a Bandai. They invested a lot of time into this particular figure in '91. The regular King Ghidorah from '91, it has the same, the same face. I think it's a little bit smaller though. The head's a little bit smaller, but it has the same sculpt with the big horns. And I know that there's a duller version, like they have a shorter horns, duller horns, because I guess kids were getting hurt because it's really sharp. And again, as you guys, some of you guys, or most of you guys know, the original Bandai Japan figures are made out of hard vinyl. They're not soft, so these things could really poke a kid's eye out, and for that reason they made a duller, shorter horn version. But anyways, back to what I was saying about King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah had a new sculpt as far as the necks, which was this one right here, as you can see from the previous one from the video, or I don't know if you can see it over there. The one I did a video or review a couple of videos ago. They changed the heads, but they used the same body and the same wings from that mold, from the '84. So from the '91 regular Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah, if you turn the figure on the bottom of the base of the feet, it'll still say 1984 Bandai on it, while this one says '91. So Bandai took a lot of effort. They completely made everything brand new. Nothing has been recycled. Everything is brand new. The head, the sculpt, the wings, everything. So that's a really good thing, and they put a lot of effort into this figure. The only drawback that I see from this figure is that it's really dull in the paint. I mean, you guys can see it's not very bright. It's kind of like a very faded gold, and not only that, but the metal it's gray. It's not silver. And King Ghidorah is, he's silver. If you watch the film, he doesn't have this gray. He has silver. So that's the only real setback from this figure. Is that the paint, they could have made the figure stand out more. They could have made the gold brighter. They could have made the plastic silver instead of the dark gray that they chose. And I believe the '95 Forever series is a reissue of this, but they did make it. They did a better job as far as details, and they made it with the silver, from what I've researched online. And I mean, you can see here completely different sculpting. I mean, they did a really good job. I mean, for 1991, they put a lot of effort. I mean, you guys can see Bandai did a really good job as far as sculpting the figure. You know, it's glossy. You know, it's glossy. It's a little dull, but still glossy. I like it. And this figure has. Let me do a little 360. It has the 10 points of articulation. And as you guys can see, I got it with the original tag still attached. I will be removing this tag. Oh, I know some of you are just like, why are you doing that? And for the very few people that have been following me, thank you. I appreciate you subscribing to me. Hopefully I get new people, but you know, for those who are barely watching my videos, I like to take them off because when you're storing them or moving or something, you run the risk of folding them and getting them wrinkled. And I'd rather just take them off, put them in a card holder, card sleeve protector, because the figure's practically worth the same if it's attached or unattached. You know, and some of you guys might argue that's not true, but I've been collecting for over a year, and I see online, and I don't just see people asking, I see people selling. So one thing is, oh well, they're asking for it, but that doesn't mean that they're selling it for that price. Well, I've seen they sell it for the same amount of price whether they're attached or unattached. So it doesn't really take the value if they're attached, because all it is just a little, the price, the little price gun. I don't know the name for it. It's just the little tag gun, I guess. I mean, if it really bugged you that much later, you can just get a new one and just make sure you just poke it in the same hole, and there it is. Voila, you have it attached again. But as long as you have the original tag and the tag is in very good or fair condition like this one, then you're good. The figure is going to be practically worth the same if it's attached like it is now, or if you have it loose. As long as you hold on to the tag, you're good. You're solid. So again, let me go back to the little 360 view, because I'm over here blabbing about the tag. I mean, this thing is huge. Like I said before, it's 12 inches long, 11 and 3/4 of an inch tall, and 14-inch diameter from the bottom of the wings. Let me get focus here. You guys can see the whole figure. And show you guys the base of the feet there. I'm sure you guys can make that out, but Japanese writing on this one, and on here it says Bandai 1991 Japan. So new sculpting, new molds, not recycled like the regular 91 King Ghidorah, like I said, that just used the new heads, but same body from the 84 Sculpt. So the 10 points of articulation, you have the three necks. They move, although I don't think they can move 360 degrees because they kind of bump into each other. So that's 3. You got both of the wings. That's 5. You got the legs. That's 7. You have the base of the tail. That's 8. And then you have right here the bottom, or the end portion of the little drills that he has here at the bottom of his tail. 9 and 10. And there's the tag if you guys want to pause it, kind of see it more. There it is, Godzilla versus Mecha King Ghidorah, Bandai. And then it says Bandai 1991, made in Japan. Turn this. There it is. It was priced at $58.80. I don't know when that was. I don't know the original pricing for this thing, but I paid $135 as I stated earlier, and well worth it in my opinion. And I'm gonna pause the video and do some size comparison so you can see how tall this puppy really is. Okay, be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and as you can see, this thing outdwarfs the 88-89 reissue of King Ghidorah. And as you can see, the body, the 91 regular King Ghidorah has these heads, just shorter, I mean a smaller version, but the same body. So the only thing that's different is going to be the necks. That's all that Bandai did. They recycled the same mold, same paint job, you know, same wings, same body. Only thing different is the necks. So these necks, of course, this is from the Showa, and they just put the Heisei heads on there, the horns. Alright, let me remove that out of the way and bring out a bigger, the diamond bank, the 74 Godzilla, the diamond bank. As you can see, it even towers over that one. So this is a really big figure, and if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 8.5. And that reason being is because, you know, they did an excellent job in making a new mold for it. They did an excellent job in sculpting the figure for its time, and the little details here that they, you know, the wires here for the heads, you know, the mouth. You can see did a really good job, but they spent all that time making a new mold and doing the details on, you know, on its armor. But they could have made it brighter. They could have made the figure stand out more. You know, really dull or paint. They could have made brighter paint, made it stand out of the collection. Kind of like, you know, like Mecha Kong or Gurusaurus or Baragon. You know, they use really fluorescent paint on it. They stand out on the collection. And I mean, he stands out, but not as he should. So 8.5 out of 10 is my final score for this thing, and that pretty much concludes today's video review of the 1991 Bandai Japan Mecha King Ghidorah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like the video, and if you like, comment down below, and keep tuning in for more Godzilla videos to come. I promise the next figures that I'm gonna get are gonna be just as good, if not better, than this figure. So keep tuning in. In the next couple of weeks, I should be getting another Ghidorah. I'm not gonna say which one, but it's gonna definitely be another Ghidorah. So keep tuning in. Alright guys, Gojira Fan 661 signing out. See you guys later.